I rarely take something from a commenter on YouTube, but I'm going to say this here because this person is absolutely right. Absolutely right. First, you can listen to The Fan anytime, anywhere on the free Odyssey app or your smart speaker by telling Alexa to play 92.3 The Fan. And now you can find 92.3 The Fan on YouTube, including The Ken Carman Show with Anthony Lima, 6 to 10, and now Afternoon Drive with Nick Wilson and Jonathan Peterlin.
Today's the day, baby.
2 to 7.
You left out the word live. It's live.
Afternoon Drive. Live. It's live.
Will Jonathan Peterlin wear his Shador jersey on day number 1 of YouTube Live?
You want to have a little running bet on how that's going to look here coming up later on?
Sure.
Because I don't want to say it because I know they both listen like hawks. So I don't want to give it away. I'm going to give you something off the air. We'll see if we come up with diamonds tomorrow. It's live each and every weekday, 92.3 The Fan, YouTube, on our YouTube channel. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and watch all the best content for your favorite shows on The Fan each and every weekday. You guys are going to love it. 7:03 and 44 seconds for those scoring at home. So I don't usually, because it's the comments are usually up and down, crazy. They go at a rapid pace, and frankly, it's just it at times turns into people arguing about Shador Sanders on our YouTube. We do have new viewers and new listeners because they're going, why do they shake their keys when they talk about Chagrin?
Why? What's going on over there?
And I was like, well, you get yourself a fishbowl and you guys figure it out.
And why does it seem like their pineapple is ripe, 24/7 year round?
And upside down for whatever reason. So Dark Shogun writes, hope I'm saying that right. He writes, Ken, Dillon played better in his first game than C. Ward, Cam Ward, and Jackson Dart did in theirs. The problem with the Browns is the front office and fans is that you all want the Cape Savior, whatever you want to call it. He is absolutely 100%, he or she, I'm not sure if this is a he or she, whoever you are on YouTube. Twitter Reactions brought to you by Scheibman Jewelers, Cleveland's premier jewelry store, and I'm going to use it for YouTube as well.
And YouTube Reactions.
Dark Shogun, you are absolutely 100% correct. 100,000% correct. You are right. Like, Dillon was fine. Dillon does not have the same expectations. Dillon is not. They're in a weird spot where Jackson Dart's taking over a team. I don't know what the hell the Giants are, so that's kind of a terrible example in so many ways on my own. But when it comes to Cam Ward, like, you're taking over a team that's not expected to win. The coach is probably on their way out. Whatever you show can be positive. For Dillon Gabriel, you're in this weird spot where the fans don't think very much of the football team, and they don't expect him to win many games, but you still have guys who are very, very highly paid. You have very expensive veterans on that football team, and so you're trying to do this here. But you know what? This person hits it out of the park, because this is where I'm at right now. This is why I was so down when I got here today. Because I watch football on Sundays, I watch Browns on Sundays, and I try to watch the rest of the league. I usually make up for it on Monday afternoon or Tuesday afternoon. But I watch, this show, I would say more than any other show in the city, watches more college football than any other show. Okay? And I watch these guys, and I feel as down as I felt in years, because I know that we're constantly now chasing. Dark Shogun is right. I am chasing to try to get back in that race that we had for a little snippet with you-know-who. And now you-know-who's tearing the roof off the place down there in Tampa, and here we are chasing. And if there was a guy who could just make this all simpler and better, instead of arguing over either preconceived notions of where they're from, what school they go to, what schools they transferred from, what tendencies they have, if there was just that one guy that can make 1 in 4 that much better, that much more palatable, I'd feel a lot better about this. But man, I sit there and I watch these guys on Saturday and I go, there's no good answer here, guys. There's no tremendous answer. There's no, we will line up and have our guys that we decide to get passionate about. I go, there's no answer. And Dillon Gabriel was fine. But Dillon Gabriel, we all know it in the back of our heads, and we all know it in our hearts too. I got nothing against the young man. He ain't going to be it. He ain't going to be it. And probably the guy behind him ain't going to be it. So now we're stuck in this spot where you do everything you can to go out and get the QB. You had the QB. You both ruined it. Then you go out and you get the other QB. You can make arguments that both ruined it again. Now we're sitting here poised to make this attack in 2026, and I got nobody who wants to take the reins of this thing and be our guy that we're all looking for. I got no slogans for anybody. Like there was suck for luck and things like that. I got no slogans for anybody because you can't get behind any of them. Like, and people were tweeting at me after the Penn State game. And they're going, Ken, sorry about your boy. I go, guys, it's not about that. I just wanted somebody to make it simpler. He don't make it simpler, and he ain't the guy. No. But I just wanted somebody to make this easy. And it's not going to be easy, and it makes me feel even worse. Because I look at Dillon Gabriel, I go, yeah, I got the performance I would want out of a solid backup quarterback. Hold down the fort and give your team a chance to win. Like he'll be opened up, I'm sure, a little bit more as he gets experience. So maybe that'll change.
I'd hope so, Kenny. I'd hope so.
Like people are going, what do you think of Dillon Gabriel? I go, well, I thought he was fine considering his left tackle situation's a total disaster and a mess. And they didn't really open up the offense because they know he's a rookie and he's a third-round pick and he's starting still in early October. And so I don't want to put too much on him. So I don't want to sound like I'm ripping Dillon Gabriel because I'm not trying to rip him. I just know what I expect out of him. And what I expect out of him isn't anything that excites me for this year or for the future.
Yeah, I guess what I'm looking for, and I'm not going to ever base this off your first start, primarily, but you're looking for like it. We were hoping that he wouldn't go out there and look like DTR did, right, in that first game where
and he did.
They were totally unequipped, ill-prepared.
It's a low bar.
Moment was too big. Well, we were wondering, how's he going to look there size-wise? All right, yeah, it looks on the shorter side, whatever.
Boy, that post game with him and Carson Wentz.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you could see two different... it's a chasm between them when it comes to physicality and size of an NFL quarterback.
He's playing bigger than he is, though. I'll give him that a little bit of credit.
And then, all right, what mobility-wise? Yes, of course he was more mobile than Joe. Every quarterback that is on a roster in the NFL is more mobile than Joe. I got to say, he was not as quick as I think some people were advertising. I wasn't expecting Lamar Jackson, but, on the RPO play where they kind of read it, he's not running away from that.
Made a nice dump off to David Njoku, though, with a guy right in his face.
He did. Well, okay.
So that was a really good one.
Two different rollouts, just like Joe Flacco had a guy right there in his face. So they're not fooling anybody. The offense certainly not fooling anybody. He got it out on time, right on the money on those plays. Those are safety valve. They've got those built in the offense. Every offense basically does. I don't know. I'm looking for things that indicate a ceiling. Almost. That where can we get when it comes to young quarterbacks? Like, just show me glimpses of, hey, we've got this and maybe nobody else does. And I didn't see that yesterday. Mm-hmm. And I don't know how much you're going to see that in a game here or there. But like Matt Miller said, NFL draft scout, and we had him on, I think, 2 weeks ago. Yeah. Promising first start for Dillon Gabriel. Being able to use the rest of the season to see what he, Judkins, Fannin, and Bond can build together offensively should be fun. Fun is just not what I would describe what I saw to Dillon Gabriel.
I saw solid.
You said the first adjective you used to describe him was composed, and I'm like, yeah.
I didn't want him to freak out.
Composed. I do also think 70 quarterbacks can do what he was asked to do yesterday. I just don't think that is any kind of a difference maker. I don't think that is making you think that we've got the quarterback for the next 5 years that is going to lead us anywhere.
Well, Joe was composed, and I still benched him for a rookie.
Yeah, he stood in the pocket.
That's the issue.
He stood in the pocket and tried to deliver, and then, did Joe Flacco.
He was better than Jake Browning yesterday. He would have been better than Jake Browning. It's not a high bar.
He's got 8 interceptions
but
in
I'm
4 games.
But that's exactly what I'm pointing out. It's not a high bar because I really don't expect him to be. I expect him to probably draw a pension in the league, and I expect him to be a football coach at some point if he wants it. I'm not sure what he wants in his personal life, but he seems to be smart enough he could be a football coach, and damn, he's a hell of a speaker. So I'd imagine he could be a pretty good football coach if he wanted it. So that's what I expect for him. I've laid out his whole future like he's my son here, Tony. That's what I expect out of the guy. So I'm not going to beat up Dillon Gabriel here. I've spent the first hour ripping Kevin Stefanski because you took care of him as best you could, to a degree that I think annoyed a lot of fans, but you try to do your best. We're not going to cause turnovers. I'm not going to freak him out with a bad interception. We're not going to do this. 3rd and 11 because you couldn't execute on 1st and 2nd down because everybody in the building knew what you were going to do. Hey, man, if you're going to go ahead and give it to your defense, then go ahead and give it to your defense. That means that clock is running after 3rd down or they're burning their final timeout after that 3rd down. That's why I got so upset, because you went from taking care of them to a freak-out mode and trying to complete passes that really you didn't expect them to pass or didn't expect them to complete before. Yeah. Why would you expect them to complete in that situation? Look, that's why I'm so angry with Kevin today.
The pass and a joke on the goal line was terrific. That was awesome. That was a bullet. It was a scoring play in a game where there's not going to be a lot of scores. That was awesome. Again, he didn't panic or anything like that. He didn't look like he didn't belong in the league. But as far as what they trusted him to do, I mean, he had 146 yards before the final Hail Mary drive. Okay, 146 yards, and depth of target, I think, was the lowest in the NFL. And
it was like 4 or 5.
Guys, anybody can do that. I hate to say it. I said 70 quarterbacks that can do that. Some of them have just washed out of the league. Like, that's not inspiring anybody on a football team. That's not something that I think the Browns brass is like, hey, we got something here. No, there's no way. There's no way they could possibly think that if that's what their coach trusted and the organization trusted him to do, was not throw the ball further than 5 yards down the field.
The word I kept using, because unlike you, I got a slew of texts yesterday, and the word I kept using was passable. He was passable. And passable is not going to be franchise. Passable is what a guy who's in the league for 7 to 8 years as a backup and draws a pension in the league, that's what that is.
Kenny, did they have any game plan that was different from P.J. Walker against the 49ers a few years ago? Was there anything different you saw out there? And I got to say, like, I heard people saying...
That's a lot of beers between that game and now, man. I mean,
I heard a lot of people saying this is the best the offense has looked all year. And I'm like...
That's not a high bar.
No, very low bar. Guys, it's the best running attack they've had all year. Quinshon Judkins was a total stud. That opened up the screenplays because they had to be honest, because he was a threat to score a touchdown on every run yesterday. So that opened up things, and what did they do with it opening up? You didn't see any play action, throw down the field. You didn't even see the Flacco from 2 years ago down the stretch run where they were using play action and really looking to stretch the field. They didn't do any of that. It was the running game was the best it had been all year, not the offense.
216-474-0092. What did you think of Dillon Gabriel? A passable. I said passable. The C. C's get degrees. They can't win football games in the final minutes, and that wasn't what I was expecting them to do. But fine, fair C.
All of a sudden, it's a great call. So that's the world we live in. That's the balance, and you teeter. You got to trust what we do, and that's what we do as a team. We trust what we get called. We try to run it to the best of our ability, and then we keep moving forward.
He's right about 95% of the fans. I still think it was like, oh, we got away with something there. That's a bad call. He threw it to nobody in particular. I mean, it was kind of in the direction of Isaiah Bond.
It seems like before that play, Kevin told him, because they're coming out of timeout, he goes, hey, if he's open, hit him. If it's not open, we'll just throw it where we can't turn it over.
I haven't seen, like, the next-gen stuff hasn't come out yet, and I don't have access to their all-22, so I'm waiting for it all to come out. It looked like Jerry Jeudy on TV was pretty well blanketed on that play.
Yes.
So it wasn't like you could, throw a seam to him. By the way, can I tell a story about how I thought I was going to get kicked out of Disney later on the show?
What happened?
I'm not going to tell you now. I said later in the show, can I tell you about how I thought I was going to get kicked out of Disney?
There's always an incident with Kenny on the road.
They don't play around.
Something.
They don't play around. All right, I'll just tell you now. All right? I was at Hollywood Studios. Great time, right? I wanted to see Mickey's Runaway Railway.
Naturally.
I wanted to ride that. It's awesome. It's awesome. You start on a train, and then all of a sudden you're on different carts. It's great.
Is that next to David S. Pumpkins?
Yes, it's right. Well, we're getting to Halloween season, so David S. Pumpkins, his hell ride is coming up. So we're there, and it's nighttime because we were staying at a place called the Polynesian. It was very nice. Very fun. I guess it's like the oldest resort they have. It was very nice.
They celebrate Dillon Gabriel?
I don't know. I don't know. There were plenty of Browns fans there, I'll tell you that. There were a lot of guys. I met a couple of listeners down there. Believe it or not, met a couple of listeners down there. But they were very nice people, by the way. So I'm there, and the problem is I went with, we didn't take our kids. It was me, Liz, and the friends that set us up. The godparents of my children. I'm the godfather of their kid, but I'm not either one of yours, and that's odd. But either way, we're there, and one of the things that annoyed me was that when you don't have kids, you walk everywhere. I did way more walking without children there than I ever did.
Oh, yeah.
And they stopped at every store. And I just wanted to get on this Mickey ride. And the one thing let out, there felt like there was no one there. This is after Epcot closed, so this is nighttime. And all of a sudden, there's just this sea of humanity. And I go, what's this? And the one lady's like, oh, I forget the show, but it let out. It's very popular, and all these people. And they're making a left turn, but some people are making a right turn towards Mickey's Railway. And I go, I don't want to stand in line for Mickey's Railway. I came here, and I want to see Mickey's Railway. You guys riding the Tower of Terror. I ain't getting on that thing. I don't even know if I can fit on it, but I ain't riding. So I walk, and they're walking with me, and I'm moving at a pretty brisk pace. I turn around, no one's there. Nobody is there. Now, as people know, I do not raise my voice to my wife. When we first got together when I was 23.
Yeah, the kids, Mitch.
I tried a couple of times.
30 other producers before.
I'll raise my voice to a lot of people. I will not raise my voice to Liz. It ain't going to work. Nothing productive is going to happen to me getting loud. I just know it. I've been trained well on that fact. So, but when it comes to my buddy Brett, I will raise my voice to him about Liz and his wife. And what I got mad about is that every bleeping store that's available, they all got the same stuff. It's all the same mouse ears. It's all the same bubble machines. It's all the same. It's all the same crap in every store. And I'm walking. I don't see him. I call up Brett. Brett doesn't answer. I call up Brett. Where are you guys at? Where are you guys at? And he goes, we're standing in a Pandora. And I snap. And I didn't even cuss. And guys, I'm going to tell you exactly how loud I was. I go, I didn't fly all the way to Florida to go to the Tangier outlet. Get over here. Hung up on him. I was mad. I want to go see. I want to be on that ride, damn it. I want to go ride the Mickey ride. And I'm telling you right now, immediately, it was terrible timing. Liz was right behind me. Liz is laughing because she heard me. And she's behind me, and she's walking, and this kid, it's all Disney college program kids working there, right? This kid with one of the green flashlights. He's security of some sort. He walks up and goes, is everything okay here? Is everything all right? I'm like, yeah, I'm waiting on my buddy Brett. And and I go, there's my wife right there. I'm waiting on my buddy Brett. And he looks at her, he goes, is everything okay? And in my head, I click, I go, oh my God, they heard me yelling at my buddy Brett, and they thought I was yelling at Liz.
You know what's great about this? I guarantee you, kind of like how in Vegas, they've got the camera on every aspect of the grounds. Okay, I guarantee their technology at Disney is we have elevated voice. We have elevated voice. We see it. Look at the wavelengths. They're going up. The frequency. We have to get out there. We have to pounce. There's a disturbance here. You're going to ruin the time of people at Disney.
It's nighttime. Maybe they think I've had a couple of drinks. I hadn't. And I'm trying to call Brett again.
It's your normal agitated Ken voice.
Yes. I call Brett again. Well, now I'm a little bit spooked.
Like in Streetsboro, this wouldn't register.
You know what the slogan is for any Disney park, right?
What
it's
is
the
it?
happiest place on earth. And when you're screaming about the Tanger outlets, man.
Oh, it's the Tanger outlet? It's not even the Tangier outlets?
I thought it was Tangier.
Tangier outlets.
I did too.
I didn't fly all the way to Florida and go to the Aurora Farms. So
that's close.
I'm on the phone. I try to call my buddy Brett. I swear to God, two other college kids, like right in front of the ride area. They like both made a cross, and they're looking around, and they're acting like they're looking. It was like Truman Show. They were acting like they were looking anywhere else, and their eyes kept looking at me. And I'm going, oh my God, I'm going to get thrown out of here and ruin my wife's birthday.
Oh, that would have been amazing.
I was terrified.
That would have been an all-time story.
And I want to tell you right now, because I'm like, how do I explain to these guys? I was yelling at my friend, and I never would yell at my wife. It was like, they'll never believe me. They'll never believe me. They hear every idiot in America ever tell them this story. Probably every idiot across the world try to tell them this story. I go, just got to be on my best behavior now. Just got to be on my very, very, very best behavior.
Kenny,
I go, this is unbelievable.
I said last week, hey, they give out a World Series every year, but coming back from 15 and a half, same thing. You know what? A lot of people have a great time at Disney. Who gets kicked out of Disney? Who gets kicked out? That's the story. I want to hear from the people.
Get kicked out of Disney.
I want to hear from the people that got kicked out of Disney.
You don't.
I don't want to hear about your great time at Disney. I want to hear about the people that got tossed.
Well, that's a 10-part series on any streaming platform.
The same guys who get kicked out of Disney are the same guys who get kicked out of Little League games, and I don't want to be either. I don't want to be either guy.
Well, you've been close to both.
I have been very close to both. Yes, I have. Yeah, I was scared. I actually...
I would love to see what you looked like in this whole situation.
There was a Starbucks. They give you these things, these fake watch things called Magic Bands, and you can buy anything on your room account on the Magic Band.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
I went to the Starbucks and bought an iced coffee just to make sure it would still work. Because I didn't want him to shut it off, and I go, oh, this thing's not working. And like one of them come up to me like Don Rickles in Casino, like, oh, let's go count that in public. Or let's go count that in private.
Well, yeah,
Come on over with me.
You didn't want to test it when you were trying to get back to your hotel room if you could get into the building.
It was bad. It was real bad. I was terrified.
How many steps? Did you jet up the step?
25,000 in one day.
Whoa!
25,000.
Okay, that is.
One day.
That's
Congratulations on all your success.
Thank you.
Oh, we added a new one when you were gone.
Who's that?
That's Dana White.
It's
Dana
not this.
White saying that?
Yeah. So you have this one.
Congratulations on all your success.
That's the original.
That's Brian.
Congratulations on all your success.
That's number 2.
Who's that?
That's from some TV show on HBO.
Okay.
And then Dana White.
Congratulations on all your success.
We're going to have to put this into a bank, and this will be our new game show. You have to guess.
That's
Anyway,
terrified.
Can't say that to the Browns, can you?
Oh, yeah.
Can you
Yeah,
say
back
it to
the
Dillon
Browns.
Gabriel?
Back
Can you,
to sadness.
can you say it to Dillon Gabriel? Congratulations on all your success. First start.
You were passable.
No
Congratulations
turnovers.
on all your success.
Right before the half, it got hairy there. He had one almost INT, and then another was batted up in the air. And you just would have known. It was huge that wasn't picked off because if him getting batted down, which 6'5" quarterbacks get balls batted down at the line. We always joke about that. But when you're short and you get a ball deflected, if that would have been an interception, now we're talking about him being 5'7". He goes down in height for every batted down, deflection, interception.
Well, you don't want to go too far. Though.
Yeah.
216-474-0092. Tony in Mansfield, you're next up on the fan. Hello, Tony.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hi, Tony.
Yeah, to me, he was passable, but it really doesn't matter at this point how I feel about who we put in as quarterback, because whoever we would put in to make a sufficient difference on offense, they would have to take the ball under center, block for themselves, throw the pass, and then run the route and catch it. I mean, that's just where we're at as an offense. I mean, Judkins is him. I think we can agree that we definitely have something solid there. Absolutely amazing work, even behind, running behind the offensive line that we have right now. But, I mean, it's what to expect. Dillon's a solid backup quarterback, and that's what he is. But our offense is too far gone, undermanned, injured, and underskilled to really – we're not going to have a quarterback that we implement in there and say, oh, our offense is vastly different now. It's vastly improved. Our talent is underwhelming on the offensive side, besides Judkins. And I think it's time for Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski to go. I mean, it's just been completely downhill ever since they've taken over. I mean, you look at from where we were when John Dorsey started establishing talent and players, right? And everything's withered away. Whether it's not supplementing those players from as they're getting older.
And Tony, I mean, I could tell you about the young guys. I can tell you about the rookies, and a lot of folks are going to say, and rightfully so, okay, too little, too late. Again, because I tried to make the argument because, you love, and thank you for the call, Tony, because I didn't want to beat them up too much during the offseason because it's like, all right, they're staying. There's nothing else you can do. You just got to hope for the best, right? But again, I keep going down. There is a line here for anything. None of this just happened. I mean, every now and then you get a loss and just weird things happen. It's bad. It sucks, and it sucks for everybody involved. But I wasn't going to let him off the hook today about this. Like, well, Dillon was at least passable. No, because you think about what he had to deal with. Dillon was passable because he had to deal with a terrible left tackle situation. I know he's a lefty, so it's a different look. But you had to deal with a terrible left tackle situation. Well, why do you have to deal with a terrible left tackle situation? Because you took a guy who's too often injured, sadly, but you took him from the right tackle position over to the left tackle position, clearly in a spot he's not comfortable in, and was more than ready to switch back over to the right tackle spot right before he got hurt. Again, unfortunately, because he's a good kid. But you put him over in that spot. Why did you have to do? Oh, yeah, because you had to replace the guy that you drafted 10th overall before Tristan Wirfs, for crying out loud. Like, these are the things that you have to make up for. And so I can't let anybody off the hook. I can't let Kevin off the hook for not taking care of his defense and managing the football game. I can't let Andrew off the hook for not getting. I know, like if I'm ripping him for third round picks and things like that, maybe I'm expecting a little bit too much. But damn it, it's an offensive lineman. You had to get it right. You couldn't get it right, and there's a cause and effect for all of this, for every bit of this. And so if I just say, well, Dillon was passable and hey, we're 1-4, but no big deal. No, it's not just that he was passable. Good for you, young man. I'm glad you were passable. But our problems are way bigger than you. And you're not, and my issue is that you're not going to be able to solve our problems because you're not going to be that guy. You're not a franchise big league thrower, big league quarterback. It's just not
also,
there.
This is before the league has tape on you, like NFL tape.
Exactly.
Like this, you're hoping to take advantage of the fact that, we don't really know how he's going to play. We don't know what his tendencies are. We don't know what his weaknesses are. You're hoping to capitalize on that. That was part of the move from, all right, Joe Flacco, we're not really accomplishing anything here.
Yes.
So now let's move on for the spark,
yes.
right? Well, if the spark is throwing the ball 5 yards down the field and only 146 passing yards before the final drive, that's not really much of a spark, is it?
No, there is none. There's none.
Is that really going to build belief in the locker room?
No. That's not a spark. I mean, if he would have went out there and whipped the ball all over the place, but no, and you wouldn't even, by the way, you wouldn't expect it from him because he's a third-round pick. And so you weren't going to do that to a third-round guy because you don't trust him enough, even if he does know the offense very well. There's a lot difference in knowing the offense and actually having guys coming down and trying to get you every single play. So you weren't going to do that, and you put yourself in an untenable situation again where you had to go on the defense one more time. And it was difficult. It's still damn difficult. I would have loved to have taken away a little bit more time if that's how you were going to start that drive. And by the way, I got football guys texting me disagreeing with me. There's plenty of guys who disagree with me on that. Okay, great. You're in lockstep with Kevin. He's a 2-time coach of the year. Congratulations on all your success. Because right now, it's bad. It's real bad. And you went over there, your offense, you're an offensive guy, you scored 17 points. You're under, how many games in a row have we scored under 20 points now? The only positive I can give you is Quinshon Judkins. Finally,
10?
There was a guy who went over 100. We have 10 games we scored under 20 points. I mean, how many times can I sit there and go, is it all on Deshaun Watson? Is it all on quarterback X? Is it all on all the other quarterbacks? Yeah. Or when do I got to look me dead in the eye and go, buddy, something ain't right here, and maybe it's the guy with the headset. Because it's 10 games.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
10 games.
Meanwhile, San Francisco just had 26 points against the Rams. They had 21 points. They had 26 points.
They find a way.
And who the hell is
hurt.
on their offense?
They're all getting hurt over there. Yeah. Roger Craig found a way to get hurt again. Tom Rathman's dragging himself around hurt again. Somehow, some way, even with this terribly injured offense that they have in San Francisco, they find a way to put up over 20 points. We get 17. We're expected to win 17 games. And I got people online ready to bitch about the defense. You're putting up 17 points a game. It's the NFL. The whole league is meant to be offensive. Every rule is meant to help out the offense, for crying out loud. We're holding teams to 14 points, and now I'm going to sit here and cuss out Myles Garrett and Aiden Huntington and Denzel. Yeah, I know Denzel got beat. It was Justin Jefferson. It's Justin freaking Jefferson. He's one of the best in the league. And every now and then, even one of the best corners in the league is going to get beat. I know Greg had a DPI. Also had great coverage once early in that game, too. Sit here and bitch about the defense again. He held him to 14 points to the end. He's still 21. You still should be able to win that game, except your offense is terrible. And if it's been 10 straight games, it can't all be on those quarterbacks. You have to take accountability. You're the head coach.